And game number 1 is on. Barles versus TaToH. We're gonna enable predictions for this series. And the question will be who wins game number 1. Because the players are already making use of the blue and red colors, this actually comes in quite handy for us. So that we have TaToH as option 1 in the blue color for the predictions, and we have Barles as option 2 in the red color in predictions as well. So what do we get? We're gonna have TaToH play with Byzantines. Down the south is fantastic. Up in the north, the Barles instead is going to be playing the red color with the Mayans. So let's start with TaToH civilization first. With the Byzantines, he gets 10, 20, 30, 40% extra HP on buildings in the Dark Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. Besides that, we also have for Mr. TaToH, 25% cheaper Skirm, Spear, and Camel Rider units. In addition to 33% cheaper Imperial Age cost, he's going to have free Town Watch and free Town Patrol. As well as for the team bonus, his monks will heal units 100% faster. Barles, playing with the Mayans instead, will have a civilization with 1 extra villager at the beginning of the game at the expense of 50 food. He also gets 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archer units in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. And for the Mayans, their resources last 15% longer, which is fantastic. If we take a look at the team bonus for Mayans, they will also have a discount, right, on walls. So the walls are going to come in cheaper. Beautiful. Take a look at that villager. Hardworking. Let's go. Beautiful, you gotta love it. For the map generation, taking a look down south, starting with this first. We're gonna see for Barles, the main goal on the right hand side. Secondary goal is gonna be on the right hand side, but very, very far away, much farther away compared to the main goal. Meanwhile, on the left hand side, we have the other secondary goal. And the stones, well, we have the main one up in the north, and the secondary one is going to be towards the southwest. And that's gonna be about it. He's got both wall lines on the left hand side. Could potentially be exposed if he uses this to wall himself up. It shouldn't be too difficult to protect this gold. But that's gonna be about it. The stone, the berries, the extra golds, and even the wall lines are going to be kind of exposed, right? The Barles is to come with archers at some point in time, which with Mayans, he might. Then the wall line over here is not really secured either. None of the wall lines over there. Taking a look at Barles's map generation, on the other hand, we're gonna see for the red player the main goal on the left hand side. It's got the secondary goal towards the north. The other secondary goal is going to be on the left hand side, very far away. And it's probably a comparable map generation in the sense that it's not going to be much worse, it's not going to be much better, but instead it's going to have different ups and downs. For instance, the wood line over here on the back is fantastic, but it's only 1. And then he's got some golds and stones over here on the back as well, right? Some resource on the back, but it's going to be very open and very hard to wall off. So I think I'm probably preferring TaToH's map a little bit just because it's a little bit more wallable, but like no one is going to have to save resources. Beautiful. So anybody wondering if you should answer to Perkita in the chat, don't do so. We don't want to get any spoilers, even if the series just ended. I have already whispered them the answer to that question. Village on the way already for TaToH. Barles is already on 21 population. It's gonna go up on 22 by the looks of it. And TaToH, well, TaToH's doing just fine. TaToH is doing just fine. Beautiful. The walls are coming in for TaToH, and he's going for the walls that I was anticipating to see from the bull player. The walls that make the most sense. And Barles, on the other hand, Barles is going for a wall and a half. He's going towards the edge of the map, and you know what? Connected to the wall line over here on the left-hand side actually does connect the map to, or the wall to the edge of the map over there for Barles and TaToH. TaToH sending the villagers forward. He's going for his full trash Byzantine push that we have come to know and love from TaToH. He's got the 4 barracks already, and he's got a 4 archer range on the way now as well. Here we are. Beautiful Barles. Drush, which he was hoping to make use of to go forward and put some pressure, is going to end up acting as a defensive army against TaToH's villager in spearman push for the most part. Big engagement taking place already with Barles, the militias over there. The villagers from TaToH exchanging punches. Villagers do not seem to be strong enough in this situation, and TaToH's gonna have to pull these units away, although he does have some skirmishers. He's got some spearmen over there as well. And there's just so much pressure coming up from the red player with the militias over here. He's getting a lot of damage done. Already one of the villagers has crumbled. That seems to be about it. Yeah. Barles effectively pushes TaToH away. And the Byzantine push over here, we've all come to know and love, is not really paying off the way that we have seen it do so in the past. So Barles has done a really good job defending himself. He's got an archer range right now on the way. He already has barracks. And the only thing that he's missing to completely wall himself off over here and be fine against TaToH is a wall on the right-hand side. And he's going for it. Yeah, he's going for it. He's going to connect the wall line, and then he's going to connect to the edge of the map. It's good. It's good. It's not the best for securing the wall line for sure, but it's not bad. Archer range from Barles is getting delayed for the time being, but TaToH cannot prevent the archer range from coming up. Even if he brings a few villagers over himself again, he's got yet another villager, and TaToH's going for it. He is too deep in right now to go back, so that's going to be one spearman going down from TaToH. And Barles does end up getting pushed back into his DC. As the villagers from TaToH, they're getting the quick walls down. Oh, that was so close, but the villager's going down anyway. That is so close. One extra hit, and that was almost enough for TaToH to get the villagers down. In the end, Barles manages to save the woman. So far, the EKD is going to be 1-1, and TaToH's going to keep on putting pressure up over here. After getting the tower up, he'll try to get walls around the archer range. Interesting. Yeah, and the walls are coming up, and you know what? Barles cannot really do much of anything against these units. He will try and take the tower down, but he's got to be careful. We have the skirmishers over here from TaToH still. Could have used it to try and take some HP off the villagers over here from Barles, but in the end, TaToH's just going to walk away. Yeah, and the tower as such will crumble from the bull player. He's going to try to go for another one though. He's been collecting stones, so he's got enough resources to go for yet another tower elsewhere. If he manages to break through on the left-hand side, this will allow him to come in and put some pressure, potentially even go for another tower close to the goal. However, probably would have preferred for him to go for a wall to push the villagers away from berries, I think. since it was going to be immediate danger, or immediate damage rather, from TaToH if he had gone for the tower over here, for instance. He would have been able to remain beyond the range of this tower while still pushing the villagers away from berries. His defense for TaToH for the most part. From Barles, sorry, for the most part. Right hand side. Eagle Scouts from Barles, TaToH. Mostly on Spearmen and Skirmishers will struggle against the Eagle Scouts. And if Barles is able to juggle his economy to go up to the Castle Age, he should be left in a pretty good position. Let's check. Nice knife from Barles. A little bit of a Hera's knife over there. Villager goes down.
Shut it.
Here we go. Fantastic. In the end, TaToH manages to break through. Barles will be in the Castle Age in a moment though, as he was much closer from clicking up. With his civilization, he also does benefit from a stronger economy, a 15% longer lasting resources, so tower comes up over here. Barles should be able to defend himself. He's got yet another gold over there. And he gets to the Castle Age, so what to expect over here? He's got 7 Eagle Scouts. He's got scale mail armor on the way. Squires should be able to go for the Eagle Warrior upgrade as well. But he's diving in! He's diving in underneath the TC. He's going to end up taking a lot of losses over there. The damage is done to the Eagle Scouts crumble before they get the chance of becoming upgraded. And TaToH, on the other hand, still has a handful of military units forward over here. More than a handful, actually. He's got a substantial amount of units divided into 2 groups. The Barles shouldn't really struggle too much against this. If he goes for... He's got Forging on the way, but if he ever manages to get Eagle Warrior, he should be able to push TaToH away. As the Bull players relying for the most part on trash units, and even if he went for archers, it wouldn't be sufficient against the Eagle Warriors, right? The only thing that would suffice probably would be Men-at-Arms, which TaToH is not particularly interested in going for right now, as you can see. Well done. So far, so good. Bart's gonna start collecting some of the relics too. Still no Eagle Warriors though, just Eagle Scouts. TaToH is going up to the Castle Age already, so Barles needs to start taking advantage of the Castle Age himself before TaToH gets a chance to catching up. And there are a few ways that Barles can go about it. He could potentially go for extra TCs and try to extend his lead against TaToH for economy. He could try and go for the Eagle Warrior upgrade, go for a 3rd barracks potentially, and then just try to go for a full push, right? We'll see. Oh! The quick walls though coming up at the last second for TaToH. Do not connect behind the villagers, so he does end up losing 2 villagers over here. The walls came up in the end to save the majority of the lumberjacks, but did not prevent TaToH from taking a few losses. And Barles is over here still. Chainmail armor on the way. Still no Eagle Warrior upgrade. Yeah, the Eagle Scouts over here are not strong enough. Not with these numbers anyway. Take the T on the way for Barles. Meanwhile, down south. Oh! He came in though! Came in, he's got 2 small groups of units. 4 on the right hand side. Eagle Scouts, 3 on the left hand side, trying to breach through the house. And I mean, this is open actually, so he doesn't need to breach, right? Oh no, he does need to breach. It's actually close between the palace and the house. In the end, Barles is probably going to get cleaned up by the knights from TaToH, but he did manage to get a lot of pressure going over here, and it's looking very, very strong. The red player, that is. Hey, Whistler! Hi, welcome back. Hope you're doing alright. Here we go. Beautiful, up in the north. Yeah, TaToH is about to get completely cleaned up as the towers will not hold against the Rams. Still no Eagle Warrior upgrade though from Barles. Fairly surprised about it. And TaToH's going for a defensive castle back home. This is really good for Barles. There's not much TaToH's gonna be able to do by defending himself over there. All that he does really is prevent Barles from doing any extra damage, but Barles doesn't need to because he's already managed to get himself ahead. By virtue of going for extra TCs and keeping the villager production going alone, Barles has already managed to get a 13 village lead over TaToH. He's managed to get over twice the military count compared to TaToH. So going for the castle over here and just trying to play defensive is not going to be the answer for the bull player, of course. So what to do if you're in TaToH's position here? Well, you're getting pushed away and you spent so many resources. You're definitely in a rough spot and you know it. So he's gotta try and go for something that would allow him to get raids going as opposed to trying to play defensive or try to go for economy. So what can he do? Well, the Byzantines is going to have a few options. He's got crossbows. That wouldn't work against the amount of eagles we have from Barles, mainly because finally the Eagle Warrior upgrades here. So he will need something against the eagles, right? He could try and make a play for cataphracts, but with a single castle, it's not going to be ideal. So he needs to get extra castles up, and he's working towards it. He does have 10 stone miners, so he's gonna try and make a play for cataphracts, and that's gonna be good. Barles could potentially make a play for archers himself, though, which will take the cataphracts down. And that's a lot of extra villages going down still. 1, 2, 3, 4 over there. I'm not really sure there's a villager remnant or not, but that's a lot of villages going down already from the bull player. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here we go. Yep. GG's coming up from TaToH over here. He could have kept on trying. He was collecting stone and eventually was gonna get enough to get a second castle up, but that's It's so far away. Plus Barles, he's getting his own castle up, which makes the push from TaToH much harder, and especially with access to Plumed Archer, it'll be so much harder as well for Barles to take an improper engagement, right? So let's take a look. Military, better KD for Barles. In the end, it's going to be a little bit better than 3-2 for economy. Stronger economy for Barles, with about 4,000 extra resources. And a higher villager max count for Barles in the game. He ended up losing a single villager compared to TaToH's 13 villager losses. The red player dominated over here through and through. Let's go back and jump into game number 2. And off to game number 2 we are. Welcome everyone once again. TaToH is going to be playing with Cumans on the left-hand side towards the northwest. Barles is going to be playing with the Chinese towards the southeast. For the civilizations, we're going to see the TaToH civ is going to get first off. The ability to go for a second TC in the fuel age. You can see ability to go for siege workshops in the fuel age as well, although he can only go for battering rams from those. But then on top of that, we'll also have for Mr. TaToH. With the Cumans, he's going to have also access to the cap ram upgrade in the castle age. A 75 with discount on archer range and stables, and for the team bonus, he gets extra HP on a palisade walls, 33% extra HP. Barles playing with the Chinese instead will have with this civilization 3 extra villages spawn start in the game. We talked about this one before. 5 extra population support and 5 higher line of sight on TCs, in addition to 10, 15, and 20% cheaper upgrades in the field of castle and imperial leaders. Now TaToH's collecting a bunch of the herdables, and I'm really sure that's been the case for Barles too. A little bit. Barles is actually pushing deer. Yeah, so I'm very curious about this. But he's not gotten all the sheep that he could have gotten. There are still about 4 left over here. The team bonus, finally, the Chinese will have 10% extra food on farms for free. Beautiful. And that'll be that. Map generation next. TaToH. It's got the main goal forward. Secondary goal for the blue players gonna be towards the south. The other secondary goal is gonna be towards the southwest as well. Kind of far away. And then up in the north, he's got the main stone and the secondary stone towards the east as well. He could try and go for some walls from here to here, perhaps, like this, like so, and such. Should be able to secure the stone, should be able to secure the gold over here, but everything's going to be kind of forward. In terms of minerals, the golds over here are very exposed. Berries, kind of exposed as well. So not the best. Most notably, he wouldn't really be able to secure any wood lines, and against the Chinese, that could be an issue, of course. There is a possibility for the red player to go for archers. Speaking of the red player, Barles, he will have the main goal forward himself as well, so not ideal. And the secondary goals will be either forward or very far away to the side. The main stone is forward as well, and my lord, this map is going to punish both players evenly, as no one really has a particularly good map generation. I guess the only thing that we have going for Barles is that at the very least he does have the berries on the back. If you get some walls up like this, like this, right? And then try to connect those to the edge of the map like this, that's going to be kind of expensive, but would be what he needs in order to secure this, unless he wanted to go for something like extremely greedy like this, in which case he will be able to secure both these resources, but would be harder to defend, especially like this area close to the end of the walls, right? That's going to be hard to defend if he does not have villagers at hand. He's going for it! He's going for it! Barles does not care. Ideally, he would want to get some houses to the trail end of the right-hand side instead. But yeah, not the best position for Barles. Right now, his economy is going to suffer a little bit by having these villagers. Instead of collecting resources, spending resources and spending time. But yeah. Pillage is gonna be here very soon for TaToH. Barles. It's not going out to the Pillage yet. Might be thinking of fast castling, and with the walls he's going for and the civilization he's facing, fast castle is not a bad idea actually for Barles, so long as he starts putting pressure as soon as he gets to the castle age. And TaToH's realized about the map over here, having the players spawn very far away from each other, and he's recognized the opportunity to take advantage of the humans in a map like this, right? So long as Barles is not putting any pressure, rather. TaToH should be able to get away with the second TC play, and he's going to go for it. He's going up on 20 population. Precisely so that he can get the second TC up, right? And get away with it. We'll see. Village is coming forward from TaToH? Interesting. You know, a single tower, once again, could be extremely beneficial. Let's take a look at TaToH's point of view. Yeah. He is going for a tower. Maybe not the best position. If he went for the tower behind the woolen over here, that would be so much more effective, but he's going to try to calm in by the looks of it. He's putting pressure and going for the second TC as well. This is very interesting for TaToH, because if he does end up getting this... No, it's not going to be possible, right? Unless he collects some stone for him to go for the second TC. Yeah, there we go. Okay, he's going to start collecting some stone. If he does get away with getting the second castle up while he puts pressure, this could buy him all the time in the world that he needs to stay in the field age and take advantage of the Kumans. For the time being, though, the pressure coming in from TaToH is just meant to stop Barles from fast castling uncontested. It doesn't seem like in the end TaToH will be able to take advantage of the Kumans over here at all, unless this was just mind games and he was trying to bait Barles into making a play for fast castle, and then he tries to put pressure, but it seems so risky though. It'd be so much easier for TaToH to just go for the second TC and try to play for economy instead. Barles is going to get the market up. He's got, at this point, another market coming up on the right hand side. Not ideal. He would want to go for probably a blacksmith over here instead or something, but desperate times call for desperate measures, and Barles is looking very much like a desperate player right now. Although very soon he's gonna have enough to go for a blacksmith. Should still be able to go up to the castle age. It's not going to be a clean transition. TaToH's collected more than enough resources to, or more than enough stone to go for a second TC, but he does not have the wood, so it's going to be full pressure over here. And this is extremely interesting to see from TaToH. Once again, not necessarily what I was expecting. IB. What we needed. There we go. Beautiful. TaToH walks away. Barles is going for stone walls as he's going up to the castle age. Uncontested. TaToH struggles to get any damage done so far. And this is extremely good for Barles. Once he gets to the castle age, he's not going to struggle to take care of these resources, right? He's not going to struggle to clean these towers up. And ideally, if he gets enough resources to get even a second TC out, that should allow him to start pulling ahead a significant lead against TaToH for economy. Second TC is on the way now for TaToH finally, but This feels kind of too little too late though. By the time TaToH starts pulling a villager lead against Barles, Barles is already going to start going for villagers from his own second TC. Beautiful. Castle HC ready for Barles. Defensive Siege Workshop, as we were expecting to see from Barles, so that he can clean out those towers, and the second PC is on the way. So TaToH has managed to get an 8 villager lead against Barles. That is not a lot. That is not a lot. It's basically 2 extra villagers compared to what just staying in the field age compared to a player going out to the castle age is going to do. If Barles ends up going for a 30C, he should be able to catch up for this discrepancy in villager count pretty easily. Once he gets enough farms to defend to produce weight as well. And yeah, right now, well, he's going to try and take the scouts down. He's going to try and take the towers down. Shouldn't really struggle too much. And then on the right hand side, TaToH's still putting some pressure with the tower over there, but he's not going to be able to prevent Barles from collecting gold. The red player's got, yeah, there we go, 2 markets to work with as well, so it's not going to be too much of an issue for him to get the 30C up, and he's got it on the way. And this is good. This is good for Barles. TaToH might be ahead of the score, but with the 30C, Barles will catch up in villager count pretty easily. He will start pulling a lead against TaToH in villager count over here as well. Yeah, and by the time TaToH gets to the castle age, he's probably going to find himself on a lower villager count. Let's take a look at the gather economy time so far. A little bit better for TaToH, but not by a lot. While he did disrupt the economy from Barles a little bit, he also needed to make use of 4 villages for a very long time period. So you can see that the gather economy time is barely higher for TaToH over here, only about 6 extra minutes of gather economy time or so. Here we are. Fantastic. Castle H will be here for TaToH very soon. Barles, as expected, should be catching up. It's got 5 villagers queued up, 6 villagers queued up from all 3 TCs. Yeah, and he's catching up right now. Wheelbarrow on the way for TaToH. Well, that's good. That's gonna help a little bit, but will also make it a little bit easier for Barles to catch up. Siege Workshop's coming in for TaToH now. This is good. He's got the TC completely exposed. I think there might be a little bit of a hill over here, isn't there? There is a little bit of a hill over here. What I am not really sure about, though, is how far outside the walls it extends, because it doesn't seem like we have any elevation over here outside. So I'm not really sure if he's going to be able to take advantage of it. Actually, I think he might not. TaToH gets to the castle age. He is going for the 30C. Barles is already on 3 TCs. He's already getting ahead by 4 villagers. 3 of those can be compensated by TaToH simply having wheelbarrow. And we see Bloodlines and Scale Barley Armor coming in for TaToH. So it's going to be committed to scout production over here. 9 production potentially. For the time being, it's just going to be for the existing units and Barles. Barles, he's got a defensive monastery. He's got a second defensive barracks. So we'll see some extra pikes coming out. That's mango shots. Yeah, and Barles is looking good still. 6 extra workers. Needs to get extra houses up though. He does. Another siege workshop on the left hand side though, but Barles is already aware of this. Yeah, and he pushes TaToH away. Fantastic vision from Mr. Barles over there. Now TaToH's going for the 4th EC though. That is interesting to see. Let's get the gather economy time lead right now. TaToH's got it by quite a bit, over half an hour. Barles without wheelbarrow is not going to catch up. Without Boso is not going to catch up. Struggle a little bit more than what I was anticipating to catch up in economy over here. For being the player to get to the castle age so much earlier. And that's got all to do with TaToH civilization being just so good. For playing for economy. Mana goes down. Nice snipe over there from Barles. On the left hand side, we have the mana from TaToH defending against Barles. Barles is mana as well. And there's some good attack round from Barles. Well done. So it takes both manas down on the right and left hand sides of TaToH. TaToH's got the 4th TC. And he should be able to keep production going from all 4 given the amount of food workers he's got right now. Assuming that he does not go for a lot of food intensive military units. Barles University is coming up though. Nice villager shot over there. Another one going down. Not quite. One for one. And Barles has been able to defend himself against TaToH just fine for the most part. He's got Lowlands on the way himself. It's gonna take both these manas down though, but looks of it. I think so. Well, there is a camel over there. Oh, and in the end, the mana stays up, but he's gonna try to take the camel down himself. He's better off trading for the manas, right? And he's gonna do it. He's got both these manas go down. He's trading for a villager as well. He gets the villager. Barles has managed to get so much value out of a fairly small amount of units. Now he's got the conversions on the way. Sanctity is coming out for Barles as well. Unfortunately for him, does not get redemption, but he might still be able to push the units away from TaToH. And he does. The camels, the scouts, the villagers bail from this area from TaToH, and he gets pushed away, right? So the right hand side, Barles has already gotten control of once again. Left hand side, not so much. TaToH still puts pressure with the mana over here, manages to get one village down. Might not be the case for much longer. Yeah, the very least on the right hand side, Barles is getting control of this area of the map once again. Conversion on the way. He's going to get the conversion. Well done. Still has faith in the monk over there. Not going to be able to get the conversion though, I think. Let's see. Oh! Couldn't get it. And the monk's on the way over there, and he will try to get a conversion. Cannot do it still. On the left hand side, we have the one knight from Barles going after the mana. Should be able to take it down, although TaToH does have a monk over here. We'll see if he gets enough time to get the conversion before the mana goes down. That's not the case. What is TaToH doing? This guy won Red Bull Legacy. Gotta keep in mind that the game mode was vastly different for the Red Bull tournaments compared to most of the other ones. But yeah, Barles has been able to stabilize. Well, TaToH's gonna be the first one to go up to the Imperial Age, and he still has decidedly a larger amount of gather economy time over here compared to Barles. The red player has been able to defend himself successfully, and with the Chinese, he's going to have a much stronger civilization for later stages of the game compared to TaToH's. So this could be really good for Barles. He's trying to make use of the markets right now. Let's get a castle on the way, so it shouldn't take too long for Barles to click out to the Imperial Age himself. As a matter of fact, yeah, there we go. He sells the surplus food. He goes up to the Imperial Age, and TaToH's gonna be there earlier, yes. But it's going to be a head start of only about 48 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. The Lancers, camels from TaToH, Barles, for the most part, the knights and pikes. Skin scale mail armor for +1/+1 for the pikemen. Meanwhile, TaToH is going up to the Imperial Age earlier. He's got chain barbed armor for +2/+2 for his cavalry, and he's got cat ram on the way. There we go. While we wait, let me get myself some tea. Yes, sir. We have now elite step lancers on the way for TaToH, of all things. Interesting to see. See trams on the way for him. He already got cap ram upgrade before. And Imperial Age is here for Barles already. The pressure from TaToH is shaping up to be great, and Barles is going for a halberdier right now. He recognizes the play for cavalry over here from TaToH, and he's trying to make a play for halberdier himself. He needs to get the walls up over here. Not gonna be able to. The C-tram already gets so much area of effect. They will take down any extra walls coming up behind the stone wall. So here comes TaToH on the left hand side. We do have some knights though from Barles getting some good damage down. In the end, it's going to be a comparable villager count, but not so much for very long as TaToH's going to start taking the villagers down. On the right hand side of Barles economy should be able to end up taking a few extra villagers over here, and Barles is going to crumble in villager count, but he does have halberdier with plate mail armor on the way right now, so this could be really good. However, the cape check still can't take the halberdier down. We'll see if Barles' defense over here going to be strong enough, especially as TaToH's going for upgrades for the cape check. Everything from Thumbring, Feather Archer Armor, Conscription, and Chemistry will help TaToH's push over here. Conscription in production potential. Everything else is going to be upgrades for the cape checks for the most part. And that's a lot of halberdier going down right there. Halberdier are not sufficient against this by the looks of it. You cannot get a defensive castle up either, Barles that is, and TaToH's push is finally starting up to overwhelm Barles' defenses. And it was a very slow and systematic lead build-up TaToH got. Allows him to get ahead against Barles over here. And once again, Barles' civilization on paper it's going to be better in the later stages of the game, but he needs, of course, to keep up with everything else. And because of the hours upon hours of extra gather economy time from TaToH, the blue player in the end managed to take advantage of the Kuman economy over here. to build a lead for himself in the early Imperial Age before eventually getting pushed by Barles, who is still going pretty heavily into Halberdier. And he's cleaning this up. Hold on. Extra push on the left-hand side though from TaToH. There's a lot of villages exposed from Barles. The lumberjacks are going down to the step lancers. The cast is going down to his T-trap, and TaToH's push is looking almighty as he takes the castle down. He's going to leave Barles in a single fortification to defend himself with, and will we still have a halberdier for Barles to try and push TaToH's units away over here? He's already taking a lot of damage. He's already lost a fortification. He's already lost a lot of villagers, going down to 90 villagers. Barles might be in a comparable amount of military, but the army value is so much lower for him because of the units. Yeah, it's not the best position for the red player whatsoever. Is going to try to get yet another castle up in the same location. He lost the first one. And then on the right hand side, it's got extra halberdier coming out, and TaToH's got so many step lancers in Kipchak queued up right now. It's ridiculous. Plus, there's a fourth castle on the way, which is going to increase the production potential of TaToH's units by 33%. Yeah, the push is looking unstoppable already. TaToH, as he gets 200 population, is going to remain there in Barles. Seems like he's gonna struggle to stay on 100 population, so he will call the GG once again, this being the threshold, upon which players are usually prompted to call the GG. But TaToH equalizes the series over here, and while I was liking Barles' position earlier, as TaToH spent so many resources going for the push, trying to put pressure, and in the end wasn't able to get much out of it. He did manage to get the second TC up in the end, in the Fuel Age. He did manage to take advantage of the stronger economy from Cummins, and Barles struggled big time, so well done! TaToH 1, Barles 1. Let's go for the achievements before jumping into game number 3, the final one. Per KD for TaToH in the end is going to be very close to 2-1. We have for resources collected, TaToH an 18,000 lead in resource collection. A much higher villager count at the end of the game by about 57. Hold on. And here we go, guys. The final game of the series. We will enable predictions one more time for who takes game number 3. Option 1 is going to remain TaToH. Option 2 is going to remain Barles. And you have 5 minutes to use your channel points to get the predictions going. Down the south, TaToH's playing with Hindustanis. He's going to get 10, 15, 20, 25% cheaper villagers in the Dark Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. With the Hindustanis, he also gets 25% faster attacking camel units, +1/+1 armor and gunpowder units, and for the team bonus, Hindustanis will have 2 bonus damage against buildings from camel units like Cavalry and Hussar. While Barles' civilization, the Huns, will provide them with 50% cheaper, actually 50% accuracy on trebuchets as opposed to 15%. In addition to that, we also have for the Huns 10 and 20% cheaper cavalry archers in the Castle and Imperial Ages, as well as 200 population support from the get-go at the expense of 100 wood at the beginning of the game. Besides that, the Huns will also have for Barles for the team bonus 20% faster working stables. So let's go through the map generation as we often do to see who's got the better map over here. Don't think it's going to make too much of a difference, but we'll see anyway. Starting with the Wu player, he's got the main goal on the back, which is fantastic. He's got the stones on the back as well. This one's going to be kind of side-ish. But he should be able to protect this pretty easily, right? So that's going to be good as well. And then the rest of the resources, the secondary gold is on the left-hand side, kind of far away from the TC. But he should be able to secure this gold, to secure this stone, to secure these berries, right? And if he goes for the walls that I was suggesting over here, he should also be able to secure the wool line as well. Wool lines, even. Taking a look at Barles' map generation, what do we get for the red player? He's got the main gold forward, and the secondary gold is so far away. It's side-ish, but it's so far away from the TC, it's ridiculous. Stone on the other hand is going to be the main one on the back. It's going to be the secondary one on the left-hand side as well. And then we have the berries on the back too. Should be able to secure himself by connecting the dots over here with the acacia trees, but it's not going to be in a way that will allow him to secure any of these wool lines. So it's overall looking better for TaToH, in my opinion. The map generation seems to favor the bull player a little bit. And the civilizations, though, civilizations are a very curious thing over here. Barles is going to make a play for cavalry archers. There is no way around it. He tried to play for standard knights against Hindustanis. That'll be borderline suicidal, so I am expecting to see the CA. It'll be about it, though, I think. Most likely. There we are. Good job from Barles, pushing the ostrich as well, taking advantage of it. And I think he pushed them all already, right? So there is one over there. I think only one, right? The second one? I'm not really sure if he got a third one, actually. Huh. Every time that I may use the zoom feature over here, it brings me memories of standard Age of Empires, because that's about the resolution the villagers used to be on AOC, right? Like the pixel's so huge. But anyway. There we go. VLH will be here for both these players at about the same time. Really well done, both these guys. Getting 0 seconds of idle TC time so far. Barles is getting the barracks already out, so we'll see the stable come in. He does need an extra villager, though. He's not making a play for archers. So where's the stable actually coming? Is Barles going to go for it at all? He should be, right? Yeah, there we go. He brings the second villager. TaToH, on the other hand, he is going for the walls. And he is going for the walls in the way that we were expecting to see these. So it's even better than that, because by not connecting the wool line on the right-hand side and instead just connecting to the water, TaToH will, in the end, secure 1, 2, 3 wool lines over here on the back. Make that 4 if you take into account the small one over there. Fantastic. Scouts already on the way from both these players. It's going to be a classic scout war. Barles, because of the Huns not having to build any houses, should be in a pretty good position though. Is the mill open? The mill is open on the left-hand side. Yes, indeed. That's where he's sending the scouts out through, I think. No, the scouts are coming in from... They're coming out of the stable right away. So it is open, yeah. True, he could come in. I think, right? Oh no, there's a palisade, a sneaky palisade over here. You can barely see it. It's not open in the end. Here comes TaToH. If I was Barles, I would be afraid. If I learned one thing from the Dull Cup, then is that TaToH is good with the scouts. I don't know. Barles is also pretty good over here himself. What I would be afraid of, though, is if I were in TaToH's position to fight against the cavalry archers from Barles in the Castle Age. But we'll see. 5-star mind games. If he's trying to trick Barles into thinking it's open, that would be a very short mind game, though, because if the scouts, if you just right click inside and they do not go in, that's pretty much it. Beautiful. Barles has been able to defend himself just fine. TaToH has been able to put the pressure up over here, even though he was unable to get any damage done. Still 0 KD for both these players. He's managed to put pressure up and prevent Barles from putting pressure against his base. So TaToH is completely fine. He's going for a Stone Gate. Wow. Blacksmith's already on the way. He's got the stable already, right? So that's going to be the second building for him to potentially click up to the Castle Age with. Here we go. We have the Spearman forward from TaToH. He's got extra scouts compared to Barles as well. If he places cards right, might be able to take a much better engagement over here. The quick walls, though, from Barles just in time. Protect the villagers for the time being. But up in the north, there's still a lot of exposed economy as Barles is already losing one villager. That's going to be 2 villagers in the end. And that's another bunch of villages going down up in the north, probably. Not quite. TaToH is not willing to risk losing the scouts over here by taking the engagement. The quick walls do come out for Barles just in time. But TaToH will bail. With the scouts pretty much alive still. He's gonna try to take the engagement over here. If he's fighting away from the spearman, he gets a better engagement. He does end up losing one scout over there. So now it's better for Barles, right? He was able to defend himself just fine. He's got a stronger military count compared to TaToH, even if he's got, for the most part, trash units or spearmen. But he is going up to the Castle Age much earlier. TaToH, he's managed to click up himself, but he's got already 1 minute and 3 seconds of a deficit to the Castle Age compared to Barles. And what do we expect from the red player? Well, I already said what to expect from the red player. He's got 1 archer range up over here. He needs to go for 2 additional ones. He's got the resources to do so. He's not going for it though. Yet anyway. TaToH's got blow lines. Second stable on the way. He's gonna go full camels. Let's see. Castle Age is here, ready for Barles. Nice villager pick over here from TaToH once again. The only player getting villager kills so far. 3 villagers down. And we might see another villager going down over there. As TaToH's got the scouts, he will get yet another villager. Might not be the end of the story as Barles ends up losing 4 villagers total over there. And you can see them 1, 2, 3, 4 villagers going down already from Barles, and that's gonna be yet another one. Even if the Knights end up cleaning out the scouts, TaToH's already managed to get so much damage over here, and that's not the end of it though. Another village going down to the left hand side, and TaToH's scout play over here. You call for it, and he's delivered. Is out of this world. 12 villagers going down from Barles to TaToH's scout push, and while we do have a second TC, sorry, on the way over here in the second archer range, going for double TC's triple archer range production is just not going to be possible for Barles. He cannot do it. It's not doable. TaToH's got the second TC now on the way as well. But that was fantastic from TaToH. That was really well played now. He's put himself on a 12 villager lead against Barles. How fitting, of course. We might see yet another villager go down over there. The fact that TaToH is still able to get any damage down with these very low HP scouts is nothing short of amazing. Gets cleaned up over here in the end, but that's going to be 13 villagers going down. Maybe that's 14 villagers going down. Actually, that is so close. But this one is very low HP. The cavalry archers are coming out right now from Barles. The name of the game right now for TaToH is pressure now. He cannot let Barles get to a good amount of cavalry archers. If he does, then Barles can't come back even from this position. Even if he's looking very, very bad right now, Barles can 100% come back if he gets to a good amount of cavalry archers. Once again, if he's going to try to keep both those TCs working, he's not going to be able to keep all 3 archer ranges producing, Barles that is. But TaToH does not want to risk it. TaToH's best interest over here will be to keep on putting pressure and prevent Barles from getting the numbers that he needs. While Barles, on the other hand, is going to be quite the opposite, of course. He needs to defend himself, make very good use of the cavalry archers. He does manage to get out to buy himself the time that he needs to get the extra cavalry archers he'll need before going forward and putting any pressure against TaToH. So it's a little bit of a awkward position for Barles, where he's got to defend just for the right of producing units, right? And it's going to be a while before he's got the ability to go forward. Another villager snipe from TaToH. We might see another one over here. Yes, sir. There we are. Beautiful defense for TaToH. Yeah, Barles is not really getting too much out of these units other than just buying himself some time. Once again, that's what he needs, so it's what it takes. It's what's required from Barles right now to survive this game, to sacrifice the units he had forward in order to get extra cavalry archers out. Now he's coming forward. I am not the biggest fan of this. He's got 8 cavalry archers. That is not enough. That is not enough. It takes 24 cavalry archers to one-shot the camel, 12 to two-shot them, and that is assuming that we have ballistics, that we have thumb ring. Barles right now on only 8 means the cavalry archers forward. He cannot really do much of anything, so we see the conversion coming up over here from the red player. He's not going to land it, I think. He's not going to land it. Now the cavalry archers are probably getting surrounded by the camels, and this is disaster for Barles. He loses so much HP. He's got only 7 cavalry archers left less than half HP total. Make that 6, make that 5 cavalry archers. And my lord, his Barles kind of screwed over here. TaToH instead. He's gotten the 3rd TC up in the north as well, so he's going to be able to take advantage of the elevation. And very soon, as you can see, he's collecting stone. We'll see the bull player get enough resources to go potentially for a castle, right? And a castle on the hill over here is going to make it pretty much impossible for Barles to keep on playing. There are a few locations. This will be the best so that he can secure this and deny this. The locations that TaToH can go for a potential castle. Here we are. Looking good. Fantastic. Get into good numbers once again. Barles, 14 cavalry archers. TaToH has had plenty of time to get his own defenses out with the siege workshop over here going for scorpions. That's going to be fantastic against CA. Yeah, and it seems like the siege workshop is going to be the other half of the pincer move over here. TaToH's got the camels over there. He's not going to out-garrison the scorpions though, so long as the camels are there. But now he's doing it through the south, and the camels come in, and the camels from TaToH are going to provide protection against the camels from Barles, so the scorpions remain viable. And let me take a look at the upgrades for these cavalry archers once again. 24 is going to be enough for him to one-shot units, assuming once again that he's got ballistics, which he does, and he's got thumbering, which he does not. That is still a little bit of a sore spot for Barles. He needs to get the upgrades that he's missing. You know, TaToH, sniping monks with the light cavalry in the back? Yes. Castle's coming up right now for TaToH. Try and prevent Barles from getting access to the hill. 5 scorpions over here. It's gonna be really good. There's a lot of villagers coming over from Barles. He's gonna try and collect from the gold over there at the center, given that the gold down south seems to be a little bit too out of reach from Barles. If this castle comes out there, let me take a look at TaToH's point of view. He knows about the villagers. Wouldn't it be better for him to try and relocate the castle? Let's take a look at the range. Well, he doesn't have fletching or Bakin arrow. If he goes for both, this castle is still going to be enough for him to push the villagers away from gold, I think. Not like cavalry on the way for TaToH right now. The military count, the village count, so much better for the blue player, and Barles realizes he's not in a position to keep on trying. In the game over here and calls it GG as TaToH takes game number 3. He's gonna get a final score of the series. In the series of 2-1 against Barles, who started with a force but struggled to follow up. Well done. 2-1 in favor of TaToH. Let's go through the achievements once again. Better KD for TaToH, about 3-2. For economy, a better economy for TaToH as well, collecting a lot. For society, we also have a higher villager max count for TaToH. Almost 60 higher, 59 higher actually compared to Barles, but at the end of the game it was actually 63 higher compared to Barles as the villagers were going down close to the center. So that was really, really well played. And TaToH's cow play was absolutely fantastic as well.